Hello friends, we are going to start with the CA Foundation revision series for September 2026 examinations. As exams are approaching here, I have planned to cover each and every topic with conceptual understanding, the theory part, the entries, the calculations, and then one master problem which will be covering all concepts of every individual topic. So it's a request to go through the videos, take the proper knowledge, revise the particular topic properly, and then plan your examinations so that you can score good marks. So now I'm going to start with the topic company accounts, and in company accounts I'll start with the topic issue of shares. So guys, before starting issue of shares, I would like to tell you I have prepared separate videos on important concepts such as oversubscription of shares, calls in arrears, calls in advance, and forfeiture of shares. So it's a request to refer these videos first for the conceptual understanding and then go through this master problem which I've designed especially for you so that everything gets covered within one or two problems. I hope it is very clear. The links for the above concepts will be mentioned in the description. So request you to refer to the links, refer to the concepts and then go to the master problem. So it will be very helpful to you. And those who are clear with the concepts, they can just revise the master problem which has been designed by me and make your concepts clear. So let's start with company accounts, issue of shares. Now, this is a problem which I've constructed for you. Master question, the name is given master question. So it covers almost everything. My focus will be on how to read the question, how to interpret, how much time should be given for the question, which working notes to be prepared, and all such things. Let's start, guys. Green Rock Limited is a company with an authorized capital. Now read this. This is rupees 40 lakhs. Rupees 40 lakhs. Is it 40 lakhs or 4 crores? हमेशा गलती करता है स्टूडेंट, ऐसे देख के 40 लाख बोलता है, 4 लाख बोलता है. It is rupees 4 crore in equity shares of rupees 10. Can I say 40 lakh shares have been authorized by the company? 40 lakh shares है company के पास. 40 lakh shares of rupees 10 is which comes to 4 crore, of which 30 lakh shares had been issued. 30 lakh shares already issue कर चुके हैं वो लोग, already issue कर चुके हैं. तो अब कितने कंपनी के पास ऑथोरिटी में पड़े? हाउ मेनी मोर शेयर्स कंपनी हैज? ओनली 10 lakh shares which the company can further issue. So the story is like this. Company has 4 crore rupees equity shares of rupees 10 each. So basically company has 40 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Out of the 30 lakh shares has already been issued. So how much company can issue more? 10 lakh shares. The company proposed to make a further issue of 2,60,000 shares. Now company is planning to issue 2,60,000 shares of 10 each at the rate 12%. So issue is at premium. Issue is at premium. So till here the story is very clear. Company has 4 crore equity shares of rupees 10 each, which is divided into 40 lakh shares of 10 each. This is the authorized limit. Out of that, company has already issued 30 lakh shares to the public in the past. So right now company can maximum issue 10 lakh shares. Out of that, company has issued 2,60,000 equity shares of 10 each at 12. So the issue is at premium. And the arrangements are as follows. 2 per share on application, which is payable on 1st July. Allotment to be made on 10th July, that is at a 5% including premium. So this will be 3 plus 2, 3 for allotment, 2 for premium. And the final call for the balance to be made. So 2 plus 5, 7, and 7, 12 minus 7 will be 5 rupees on the final call. That will be received on 31st March 2025. Now, this is the story. Company has issued 2,60,000 equity shares, and now how many applications are issued? 8,40,000. So this is a pure case of oversubscription. So in case of oversubscription, company has 3 options to deal with. First option is either reject or refund the excess applications. Second option is adjust with allotment, or we can say pro rata. And third option is both partial refund, partial adjust. Now we can't decide anything. The company will decide. The question will decide what has to be done. Application for 40,000 shares received allotment in full. Means those who applied for 40,000 shares, they got full 40,000 shares. So we can say first come first basis. Now I'm going to read the second case. Applicants for 2 lakh shares received an allotment of 1 share for every 2 applied for. Means जिन्होंने 2 अप्लाई किया उनको 1 अलॉट हुआ. Those who applied for 2, they got 1 share. So those who applied for 2 lakh shares, they must be allotted 1 lakh shares. This is what I can conclude. For every 2 shares, 1 share was allotted. So for 2 lakh shares, 1 lakh shares will be allotted. So for every 2 share, 1 share was allotted. So those who applied for 2 lakh shares, 1 lakh share was allotted. Okay. So 1 lakh extra application company has. No money was returned to these applicants. Surplus on application being used to reduce the amount due on allotment. No money was returned to these applicants. Means we did not refund the extra application money. The extra money which the company collected was utilized to adjust with allotment. It's written here to reduce the amount due on allotment. So there are right now two categories of shareholders. The first category, those who applied for 40,000 shares, they got 40,000 shares. Second category, those who applied for 2 shares, they got 1 share. So those who applied for 2 lakh shares, they got how many shares? 1 lakh shares. Right? So the extra application with the company received, company decided not to refund the money. Company ने सोचा कि हम उसका पैसा जो extra आया है वो allotment के साथ adjust करेंगे. Applicants for 6 lakh shares received an allotment. Now this is the third category. Those who applied for 6 lakh shares, the ratio was 1 share for every 5 shares. So for every 5 share, 1 share was allotted. For every 5 share, 1 share was allotted. So those who applied for 6 lakh shares, they must have got 1,20,000 shares. Now again here also extra application money company has received. The money due on allotment was retained by the company. So whatever amount was due on allotment, मतलब जितना allotment का लेने का बनता था उतना कंपनी ने रखा अपने पास, and उसके ऊपर कुछ excess application money है तो refund किया. So here company is doing both things. Those who applied for 5 shares, they got 1 share. So those who applied for 6 lakh shares, they were allotted 1,20,000 shares. So whatever express application company has collected, on that extra application money has been collected. Extra application money company has adjusted to the extent of allotment. मतलब जितना allotment का लेने का बनता था उतना कंपनी ने अपने पास ही रखा. उसके ऊपर अगर कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पैसा बचता है तो कंपनी रिफंडेड. सो कैन आई से देयर आर 3 कैटेगरीज ऑफ शेयर होल्डर्स. फर्स्ट इज those who applied for 40,000 shares, they were allotted 40,000 shares. That is full subscription. Second category, those who applied for 2 shares, they were allotted 1 share. Those who applied for 2 lakhs, they got 1 lakh shares. The extra application money in case number 2 was adjusted with allotment. No money was refunded. And the third category, those who applied for 5 shares, they were allotted 1 share. Those who applied for 6 lakh shares, they were allotted 1,20,000 shares. This is also a case of oversubscription. Now, in this case, company decided, I'll read that line again for you guys because this is the main critical line. In this case, here it is, 1 for every 5 shares applied for. The money due on allotment was retained by the company. Means whatever I was expected to collect on allotment, I kept with me. So I have kept the allotment money with me only. Means the company has kept the allotment money with itself. And any extra money over and above allotment was to be returned, that is refunded. And the last point is money due on final call was received on the due date. So there is no calls in arrears, there is no calls in advance in this sum. This sum is exclusively prepared for treatment of oversubscription and that working note which we need to prepare and present in the examination because that carries equal marks. You are required to record this transaction including cash items in the journal of name document. Now I am focusing only on preparation of working note first. Now this is your paper. This is your question number 1. How many applications company received? 8,40,000. Now, out of this, I'll prepare 3 parts. Apply a lot. Apply a lot. Apply a lot. Now, this is what I have prepared for you. This is, I'll give numbers also. This is category 1. This is category 2. This is category 1. This is category 2. This is category 3. Now, those who applied for 40,000 shares. were allotted 40,000 shares. Don't forget, these are my applications. These are my applications. Those who applied for 2, they were allotted 1. Those who applied for 2, they were allotted 1. So those who applied for 2 lakh, they were allotted 1 lakh shares. Fine. Those who applied for 5, they were allotted 1 share, if I'm not wrong. Yes. So those who applied for 6 lakh shares, they were allotted 1,20,000 shares. I'll do this circle. This is cross multiplied. So what treatment they have told? This is the case of full subscription. Your extra application was adjusted with allotment, or we can say pro rata. Here it was both. Now what is the meaning of both? Some amount was refunded and some amount was adjusted with allotment. So this is the working. Now category 1 does not require any working. Those who applied for 40, they were allotted 40. Category 2, I will do. Category 2. Now here I will write application money received. Now how many applications I got? 2 lakh into, what is the application money amount? I think it is 2 rupees per share, which comes to 4 lakh. This is the application money I have received, less application money to be received. I am supposed to receive application money only on 1 lakh shares into 2, which comes to 2 lakh. So what is the extra money I have with me? 2 lakh. This is excess application money, and this was adjusted with allotment. Adjust with allotment. This was adjusted with allotment. Okay, this was category 2 done. Now category 3. Category 3. Now, here again, application money received. Here, how many applications are received? 6 lakh into 2 rupees, which comes to 12 lakhs, less application money to be received. On how many shares I allotted? 1 lakh 20. So this comes to 1 lakh 20 into 2, 2 lakh 40. You can see my working note pattern remains the same. So what is the excess application money? 9,60,000. Now in this case, it was decided that whatever extra money I have collected, whatever I am eligible to collect on allotment, मतलब 9,60,000 मेरे पास एक्स्ट्रा मनी है, उसमें से अलॉटमेंट का जितना लेने का बनता है उतना कंपनी अपने पास रखेगी. मतलब कंपनी इज गोइंग टू एडजस्ट लेस allotment money, less allotment money due. How many shares were allotted? 1,20,000 into allotment money was how much? Rupees 5 per share. This comes to 6 lakh. So whatever was due on allotment, मतलब जितना allotment का लेने का बनता था उतना adjust किया. Balance is 3,60,000. This was refunded. This was refunded by the company. So this is the story. This is the working note. You can see it. Very nice, beautiful presentation. 3 categories. First category, those who applied for 40, they got full 40. Those who applied for 2 shares, they got 1 share. So those who applied for 2 lakh, they got 1 lakh shares. So in this case, excess application money was adjusted with allotment. This is what we did in category 2. You can see. And third category, those who applied for 5 shares, they were allotted 1 share. So those who applied for 6 lakh shares, they were allotted only 1,20,000 shares. In this case, whatever amount was company expecting to be collecting on allotment was retained by the company. जो भी allotment का लेने का था वो retain किया और बाकी का refund किया. So 6 lakh into 12 lakh minus application money to be received 1 lakh 20 into 2 lakh 40. So excess money is 9,60,000. Out of that allotment, we are supposed to receive 1 lakh 20 into 5 6 lakh. So balance money is refunded. Simple and sweet. Is it clear? Now this working is over. Now only sum left is solving the sum. That is only part left is solving the sum and entries. Let's start with the entries. I prepared a solution for you people. This is the solution. Okay, so on 1st July, let's check the date. On 1st July 24, application money received. What will be the entry? Bank account debit to equity share application. Number of shares will be how many applications are received? 8,40,000 into 2. So that comes to 16,80,000. Being application money received of rupees 2 on 8,40,000 shares. So entry number 1 over on July 1st. I hope it is clear. This was 8,40,000 into rupees per share. Now on July 10. Why July 10? Let's see that. July 10 allotment was made. So application money transfer will be done on July 10. So July 10 equity share application account debit to equity share capital account to equity share allotment to bank. Now application will be copy paste whatever credit done debit equity share capital. How many shares did the company issue? 2,60,000 into 2 rupees. That comes to 5 lakh 20. Now, to equity share allotment, we have the working note. What was the total adjustment with allotment? 2 lakh. And here how much? We'll write here also. This was adjust and this was refund. So let's prepare one summary before we go for it. So total amount adjusted with allotment. That was how much? 2 lakh plus 6 lakh, which comes to 8 lakhs. You can see here 8 lakhs. And balance was refunded. We have the refund amount also with the working note. And this was the amount refunded. 3,60,000. So this working note you need to prepare properly, guys. This will carry equal marks. It's very simple. First, prepare the category of shareholders you have. Then, application money received, less application money to be received. So you have excess application money, and then check whether refund is there or first adjust and then refund or full refund. Fine. Let's go ahead. So this was entry number 2 on July 10. Being application money transferred to share capital, excess application rejected, and balance adjusted with allotment. Next entry will also be on July 10. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account to securities premium account. Here, equity share allotment 2,60,000 into 5, which comes to 13 lakh. Share capital. Remember, guys, one shortcut I will give you, which I have already discussed in the class also. Share capital debit or credit. Share capital should be debited or credited with face value. Share capital should be debited or credited with face value. What is the face value right now? 5 is the total amount of allotment. What is the face value? 3 rupees. And premium 2,60,000 into 2. This is how it works. 7 lakh 80, 5 lakh 20 being allotment money due of rupees 5 on 2,60,000 just including premium. Now, next, allotment money received. Same date, July 10. Bank account debit to equity share allotment account. Being allotment money received. How much I was supposed to receive on allotment? 13 lakhs. But out of that, how much I have received? 8 lakhs. So how much I am going to receive? 5 lakh. So this is basically 13 lakhs minus 8 lakhs. Simple. Now, let's go ahead. Next, final call due. That will be on 31st March. So on 31st March, equity share, sorry, March 31st, I write, we have not dates. Okay, equity share final call account debit to equity share capital. It will be 2,60,000 into 5 rupees per share, that is 13 lakhs. That's what we have written here, 5 rupees. Okay. Being final call money due of rupees 5 on 2,60,000 shares. And next, bank 31st March, bank account debit to equity share final call account 13 lakhs being final call money received. So this was an exclusive problem on company accounts issue of shares in which oversubscription has been covered. I would just like to refer to the working note which I have prepared for you guys. This is how it should look. First, prepare the types of shareholders categories and then each category same pattern. Application money received, less application money to be received. This is how it has been worked. Check. Now, let's go to the next master problem of company accounts issue of shares. Why? Because I'm going to cover up the forfeiture and reissue part. This is second question of your company accounts issue of shares. Again, a master problem. We'll cover this and continue with forfeiture reissue. Let's start with the second concept, that is exclusive forfeiture and reissue of shares. The revision continues. Give necessary entries for forfeiture and reissue of shares. A Limited forfeited 3,000 shares of 10 each fully called up. So now guys, listen to one thing very carefully. In case of forfeiture and reissue, so I am talking about first forfeiture. In case of forfeiture, share capital, I repeat, in case of forfeiture, share capital will be debited or credited with face value or called up amount, whichever is less. I repeat, in case of forfeiture and reissue, in case of forfeiture and reissue, share capital will be debited or credited with face value or called up, whichever is less. So, A Limited forfeited 3,000 shares of 10 each fully called up held by Ramesh for non-payment of allotment money of 3% and final call of 4%. So one share is of 10 each. Mr. Ramesh, who was a holder of 3,000 shares, he did not pay. उसने क्या नहीं pay किया? 3 rupees on allotment and 4 rupees on final call. Means out of 10, 7 rupees not paid. So जो पैसा नहीं दिया है वो कहाँ जाएगा? Calls in arrears. कहाँ जाएगा? Calls in arrears. The amount which is not paid by the shareholder will be transferred to calls in arrears. 10 में से 7 नहीं दिया तो कितना दिया? 3 रुपया. 3 rupees will go to share forfeiture account. 3 rupees will go to share forfeiture account. He paid the application money of 3 per share. So this will go to share forfeiture account. These shares were reissued to Mahesh at 8%. Now relax. So first we'll pass entry for forfeiture. Let's continue. This is forfeiture at par. So entry will be, I prepared the answers for you. 1 second. Equity share capital account debit to calls in arrears account to share forfeiture account or forfeited shares account. Share capital will be debited or credited with face value or called up, whichever is less. So share capital 3,000 into 10, which comes to 30,000. How much he did not pay? Allotment of 3 and call of 4. That is 3,000 into 7, 21,000. This will be the balancing figure. That is 3,000 into 3, being 3,000 shares forfeited for non-payment of allotment and call money. This will be the narration. This is entry number 1 done. Now, the same shares were reissued at rupees 8%. So can I say reissue at discount? So it will be bank account debit. We can't use the word discount on issue because the shares are reissued second time. So it will be bank account debit, share forfeiture account debit to equity share capital. So this will be 3,000 into 8, 24. Share capital debit or credit with face value or called up amount, whichever is less. And forfeited shares will be the balancing figure. See guys how I am solving the sum. See the way I am filling the amounts and then go for the amount calculation, because maximum time student commit errors in putting the amounts. First, I have filled bank account. Second, share capital with face value or called up, whichever is less, and forfeited shares will be the balancing figure. So, whenever forfeiture comes and reissue comes, जब forfeiture reissue दोनों साथ में आता है, तो एक compulsory entry करनी पड़ती है transfer to capital reserve. Means these shares are forfeited once in the lifetime of the company. और company को एक ही बार profit हुआ है और वो profit कहाँ transfer किया? Share forfeiture में. तो कंपनी ने जब forfeit किया तो कितने का फायदा हुआ? 9,000 का. कंपनी ने जब रीइश्यू किया तो कितने का नुकसान हुआ? 6,000 का. तो एक ही बिजनेस में हम ऐसा बोल सकते हैं 9,000 का प्रॉफिट हुआ, 6,000 का लॉस हुआ. वी कैन से ओनली वन थिंग, आइदर प्रॉफिट और लॉस. सो इन दिस केस हमको 3,000 का प्रॉफिट हुआ. तो शेयर फॉरफीचर का बैलेंस कैपिटल रिजर्व में ट्रांसफर होता है. तो फॉरफिटेड शेयर्स अकाउंट डेबिट टू कैपिटल रिजर्व 3,000 being balance in forfeited shares transferred to capital reserve. ये था एक्सक्लूसिव फॉरफीचर एंड रीइश्यू का केस नंबर 1. नाउ केस नंबर 2. A Limited forfeited 2,000 shares of 10 each, 7 called up. So how many shares? 2,000 shares forfeited, face value is 10, but 7 called up. So share capital should be debited or credited with face value or called up, whichever is less. So here I will take called up amount because इतना ही call किया है company ने, on which Naresh has paid application and allotment money of 5%. So out of rupees 7, 5 has been paid by the shareholder. So 2 has not been paid by the shareholder. So whatever amount not paid by the shareholder will be transferred to calls in arrears, and whatever amount paid by the shareholder will be transferred to share forfeiture or forfeited shares. Out of this, 1,500 shares were issued. Now we'll go on this reissue, but before that I'll pass forfeiture entry. This is the entry, guys. Equity share capital account debit to calls in arrears to forfeited shares. 2,000 into 7. Share capital should be debited with face value or called up, whichever is less, 14,000. In calls in arrears, he did not pay what? He did not pay what? He did not pay 2 rupees because he paid 5 rupees. So in calls in arrears, 2,000 into 2, 4,000. And balancing figure, that is 2,000 into 5 forfeited shares. Now, 2,000 shares forfeited. How many shares they issued? 1,500 shares were issued at 6 per share. So again, these shares are reissued at discount. But what is the new part in this calculation? How many shares he forfeited? 2,000. आर द सेम नंबर ऑफ शेयर इशू, उतने शेयर इशू है कि उससे कम हुए? आंसर इज नो, कम शेयर इशू है, लेस number of shares are issued, less number of shares. So in this case, normal entry we have to pass first, then I'll tell you what is the new part of the forfeiture and reissue. So these shares, 1500 shares are issued at 6, which were 7 called up. So the entry will be bank account debit, forfeited share account debit to equity share capital. In bank, 1500 into 6 rupees. If I'm not wrong, 6 rupees. Yes. Yes, guys. That comes to 9,000. Always fill bank first. Then remember, guys, what did I tell you? Always share capital will be debited or credited with face value or called up. So next will be filled share capital. Then into these shares were issued to myself fully paid up. ये पढ़ना ध्यान से, fully paid up. मतलब 10 वाला शेयर 6 में इशू है, 7 वाला 6 में नहीं इशू है. 1500 into 10, 15,000. This will be the balancing figure. So now, whenever we forfeit shares and whenever we reissue shares, one compulsory entry needs to be passed, that is forfeited shares to capital reserve. Here I thought entry. But my point is, this time I will not say 10,000 profit and 6,000 loss, straight 4,000 net profit. Why? Because the number of shares forfeited is not equal to the number of shares reissued, or we can say number of shares reissued is not equal to the shares forfeited. मतलब जितना शेयर forfeit किया ना उतना reissue नहीं हुआ है. तो जब भी ऐसा आता है ना कि जितने शेयर forfeit किए उतने reissue नहीं हुए, तो एक वर्किंग नोट करनी है. याद रखना, when number of shares forfeited is not equal to the number of shares reissued, we have to prepare one working note. And that working note I am preparing here. Shares and your forfeiture. How many shares I forfeited? 2,000. Yes. What was the profit amount? 10,000. On 2,000 shares मुझे 10,000 शेयर का 10,000 रुपए का फायदा होगा. तो समझो मैं 1500 ही forfeit करता तो मुझे कितना फायदा होता? So basically 1500 into 10,000 divided by 2,000 कितना होता है? एक कैलकुलेट कर लेते हैं तो अपने को आंसर मिल जाएगा. So we were calculating 1500 into 10,000 divided by 2,000. This comes to 7,500. Fine. So 2,000 शेयर फॉरफिट किए तो 10,000 का प्रॉफिट हुआ. पर मैंने ये प्रोपोर्शनेट क्यों किया? बिकॉज जितने शेयर फॉरफिट किए उतने रीइश्यू नहीं हुए. तो मैं समझो ऐसा कि 1500 शेयर ही फॉरफिट करता तो कितने का फायदा होता? 7,000. मुझे सबको एट पार लाना है ना. मैं ऐसा नहीं कर सकता हूँ ना कि 2,000 शेयर का प्रॉफिट 1,500 शेयर के नुकसान के साथ कंपेयर करूं. 2,000 शेयर का प्रॉफिट कितना था? 10,000. 1,500 शेयर का नुकसान कितना था? 6,000. तो मुझे दोनों को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाना है. तो 2,000 शेयर पे 10,000 का फायदा, तो 1,500 शेयर पे कितना का फायदा? 7,500. 7,500 का फायदा 1,500 शेयर पे. 6,000 का नुकसान 1,500 शेयर पे. तो फाइनल प्रॉफिट कितना? 7,500 minus 6,000. So this is 1,500. This is how we are supposed to prepare working note when forfeited number of shares forfeited is not equal to issue. We have to calculate proportionate profit and then find out the final net profit. I hope it is very, very clear. This was the important concept which I wanted to discuss in forfeiture issue. Now I'm going for the third case. Here is the third case. This is case number 3. A Limited forfeited 1,000 shares of 10 each, 6 called up, issued at discount. So a share of 10 each, 6 called up, but these were issued at a discount. Sorry, to Dimple. So on which she paid 2%. So out of 6, she paid only 2%. So basically 6 called up था. उसमें से मैंने 5 रुपए ही मंगवाया है. उसमें से उसने कितना दिया मुझे? 2 रुपए. तो कितना नहीं दिया? 3 रुपया नहीं दिया. I repeat, a share of 10 each, 6 called up, but this was issued at a discount of 1. So actually I'm going to calculate how much? 5. Out of that उसने मुझे कितना दिया? 2. तो कितना नहीं दिया? 3. Fine. So we'll pass entry. Equity share capital account debit to calls in arrears account to share forfeiture account or forfeited shares account. Both are correct. And the most important part, to discount on issue account. Now why why such entry? First of all, how many shares I forfeited? 1000 into 6. Face value or called up, whichever is less. This comes to 6000. Call is how much he she did not pay. उसने कितना नहीं दिया मुझे, उसने 2 रुपया दिया है, तो 1000 into 2 forfeiture में कितना नहीं दिया, 3000, 2000 और डिस्काउंट में 1000 into 1, 1000. डिस्काउंट रिवर्स क्यों किया? अगर वो मुझे पूरा पैसा देती तो मैं उसे डिस्काउंट देता था, अब उसने मुझे पूरे पैसे ही नहीं दिए तो मैं उसको डिस्काउंट जो देने वाला था वो मेरे लिए फायदा हो जाएगा, क्योंकि जब डिस्काउंट दूंगा तो मेरे लिए लॉस था, बट अब डिस्काउंट दूंगा नहीं तो डिस्काउंट बिकम्स अ प्रॉफिट टू द कंपनी इनडायरेक्टली. So equity share capital account debit, two call in arrears account, two share forfeiture account, two discount on issue, because the discount automatically gets reversed. Now this was entry number 1. Entry number 2. The same shares were reissued at, out of this, no, 800 shares were issued to issue at 8 per share, called up for 6%. So out of 1000 shares सिर्फ 800 शेयर रीइश्यू हुए. किसको इश्यू है? ईशा को. विच 8 कॉल्ड अप था, 6 में रीइश्यू हुआ. एंट्री होगी बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट, शेयर फॉरफीचर अकाउंट डेबिट, शेयर फॉरफीचर अकाउंट डेबिट, बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट, शेयर फॉरफीचर अकाउंट डेबिट, डिस्काउंट ऑन इश्यू अकाउंट डेबिट, टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल. नाउ कितने शेयर इश्यू किए? 800. कितने में रीइश्यू किए? 8 per share called up at 6%. So 800 into 6, 4800. शेयर फॉरफीचर में 800 into, डिस्काउंट में भी 800 into, कितना डिस्काउंट आएगा? शेयर कैपिटल में पहले देख लेते हैं. कॉल्ड अप 800 into 8, 1 second, 6400. ओके, सो 800 into शेयर फॉरफीचर में कितना और डिस्काउंट में कितना? मैं बोलूंगा डिस्काउंट में एक, इसमें भी एक, 800, 800. सो 4800 प्लस 1600, 6400. अब ऐसा क्यों? 800 शेयर इशू है, 8 कॉल्ड अप 6 के भाव में, तो 6 रुपया बैंक में, 8 रुपया शेयर कैपिटल में, फेस वैल्यू और कॉल्ड अप विच लेस. फोर फीचर में 1 रुपया क्यों और डिस्काउंट में? क्योंकि 1 रुपया तो ओरिजिनली डिस्काउंट था मेरा. चेक ओरिजिनल केस, 10 ईच, 6 कॉल्ड अप एट अ डिस्काउंट ऑफ, तो उतना डिस्काउंट वापस डेबिट हो जाएगा. जो डिस्काउंट जितना क्रेडिट किया था उतना वापस डेबिट हो जाएगा इनटू नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स, और बाकी का ही नुकसान शेयर फॉरफीचर में जाएगा. गाइस प्रैक्टिकली इशूड डिस्काउंट इज नॉट अलाउड नाउ, बट माय पॉइंट इज, ध्यान से सुनना. कितना डिस्काउंट था? 10%. मतलब 1 रुपया डिस्काउंट हुआ, फेस वैल्यू पे डिस्काउंट होता है 10 का 10% 1. जब मैंने फॉरफिट किया तो डिस्काउंट रिवर्स कर दिया था, वही शेयर्स री इशू हो रहे, तो उतना लॉस डिस्काउंट में ही डेबिट होगा. बैलेंस लॉस शेयर फॉरफीचर, बैलेंस लॉस शेयर फॉरफीचर या प्रॉफिट. आई होप इट इज वेरी वेरी क्लियर. बैलेंस लॉस शेयर फॉरफीचर, और जब भी फॉरफीचर होता है और रीइश होता है तो कैपिटल रिजर्व की एंट्री कंपलसरी बनती है. एंट्री विल बी शेयर फॉरफीचर अकाउंट डेबिट टू कैपिटल रिजर्व. बट नाउ मैं इधर डायरेक्ट नहीं ट्रांसफर कर सकता. व्हाई? बिकॉज जितने शेयर्स फॉरफिट किए उतने रीइश्यू नहीं हुए, तो शेयर्स एंड फॉरफीचर. कितने शेयर्स फॉरफिट किए? 1000. कितने का फायदा हुआ? 2000. तो कितने शेयर री इश्यू किए? 800. तो 800 इंटू 2000 डिवाइड बाय 1000, 1600 का प्रॉफिट. आई होप क्लियर है ये. तो 1000 शेयर्स पे 2000 का प्रॉफिट, तो 800 पे कितना प्रॉफिट? 1600 का। सो 1600 का प्रॉफिट, 800 का नुकसान, नेट प्रॉफिट 800. That's it. This was pure forfeiture and reissue of shares. I hope you have understood it very well. This was the solution prepared by me. I hope it is very, very clear. Now let's go to the third master problem. Now, why this third master problem I prepared for you? This includes everything: oversubscription plus forfeiture plus reissue. So one separate problem on oversubscription with working note, one specific problem on forfeiture, reissue and capital reserve treatments, and one specific question on oversubscription, forfeiture and reissue. Let's start. DC Limited invited application for issuing 3,75,000 equity shares. कितने शेयर इशू कर रहा है? 3,75,000 of 10 each at a premium of 5%. So issued at premium. 10 is the face value and issued at a premium of 5%, or issued at 15. Total amount payable was 9 per share, including premium on application and allotment. So story is like this: 9 on application and allotment, and this includes premium. So this will be 4 plus 5. Fine. And balance on first and final call. Total 15. ये 6 रुपया first and final call. So only 4 entries I am expecting. Application allotment 2 entries, first and final call 2 entries. Applications for 15 lakh equity shares were received. Wow. 3,75,000 इशू किए और 15 lakh एप्लीकेशन है, तो क्लियर केस ऑफ ओवर सब्सक्रिप्शन. Applications for 10 lakh equity shares were rejected. So I'll prepare a tree diagram for you guys. 15 lakh. This is total applications. Out of that, 10 lakh rejected. 5 lakh is the balance. Now, shares were allotted on pro rata basis to the remaining applicants. So this 5 lakh applications, these people were allotted 3,75,000 shares. So this is the story. So this is a pure case of oversubscription in which refund is also happening and adjust with allotment also is happening. The first and final call was made. Amount was duly received except on 7,500 shares applied by Mr. Sunil. Now read this question very properly. Oversubscription तक तो ठीक है. उसके बाद first and final call was made. When everybody paid the first and final call, one shareholder who has 7,500 shares, who has or who has applied, please focus on this word. One shareholder having 7,500 shares who applied 7,500. The amount was duly received except on 7,500 shares applied by Mr. Sunil. So सुनील के पास 7,500 शेयर नहीं है, सुनील ने अप्लाई किए थे. मैं हमेशा दो वर्ड्स पे फोकस करने को बोलूंगा, अप्लाई एंड अलॉट. अगर अलॉट वर्ड आता है तो कोई टेंशन नहीं है, पर अगर अप्लाई वर्ड आता है तो वी नीड टू टेक एक्स्ट्रा केयर. मिस्टर सुनील ने 7,500 शेयर अप्लाई किए थे, तो जरूरी है कि उसको 7,500 ही अप्लाई अलॉट हुए रहेंगे? नहीं, उसने 7,500 अप्लाई किए हैं तो उसको कम ही अलॉट हुए रहेंगे, बिकॉज इट इज अ केस ऑफ ओवर सब्सक्रिप्शन, और सुनील इस कैटेगरी में फॉल करता है. आई होप इट इज वेरी वेरी क्लियर नाउ. And his shares were forfeited. The forfeited shares were issued at a discount of 4%. Past necessary and entries. So basically, guys, my main point is this question I've covered, I've tried to cover to basically clear oversubscription, forfeiture and reissue. And in forfeiture and reissue, the word apply allot plays a very important role. Here in this problem, Mr. Sunil applied for 7,000. So obviously he must have got lesser number of shares. तो वहां पे कॉल्स इन अरियर्स की वर्किंग नोट में बहुत मजा आने वाली है. दिस इज द सिनेरियो. लेट्स गो टू द बेसिक एंट्रीज फर्स्ट. It will be bank account debit to equity share application, that is basically 15 lakh shares into 9 rupees, that is 1 crore 35 lakhs, being application money received of rupees 9 on 15 lakh shares. Next entry will be equity share application account debit to equity share capital to equity share allotment to bank and to securities premium. You can check this. Equity share application 1 crore 35 lakh. How many shares did I issue? 3 lakh 75,000, and that will be into share capital debit or credit with face value or called up. Face value was 4, so 375 to 4, 15 lakh. 375 into 5, that is my premium. How much did I refund? 10 lakh applications I refunded. So 10 lakh into 9, 90 lakh, and this will be my balancing figure. That will be to equity share first and final call. So the entry will be equity share application or allotment account debit to equity share capital to securities premium to bank to equity share allotment नहीं हो to equity share first and final call होगा. Next installment क्या adjust करना है ना? I hope it is very clear. Being application money transferred to share capital, excess application rejected, balance adjusted with allotment including premium. इतना narration लिखना होता है. Being application money transferred to share capital, excess application rejected, balance adjusted with allotment including premium. Now, this was second entry. Third, equity share first and final call account debit to equity share capital. This will be 3,75,000 into how much was the final call? Let me check. 6 rupees. 22,50,000. Being final call money due of rupees 6 on 3,75,000 shares. Now, final call money received. First and final call money received. डोंट फॉरगेट सुनील था जिसने 7,500 शेयर अप्लाई किए थे. तो बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट, कॉल एज अकाउंट डेबिट टू इक्विटी शेयर फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल. सबसे पहले फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल कितना डेबिट किया था? 2250. ये रहा. सो मैं यहाँ पे क्या करूंगा? 22,50,000. लेकिन ऑलरेडी मैं कितना लेके बैठा हूँ? 11,25,000. सो माई फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल क्रेडिट कितना होगा? 11,25,000. इज दिस क्लियर? सबसे पहले 22,50,000 लेना था, उसमें 11,25 ऑलरेडी ले लिया. तो बैलेंस कितना रिसीवेबल? 11,25. लेकिन क्या पूरा मिला 11,25? नहीं, क्योंकि सुनील ने 7,500 शेयर अप्लाई किए थे. तो कहना से वो 5 लाख शेयर की कैटेगरी में ही आएगा. उसके लिए एक वर्किंग बना गया कैलकुलेशन ऑफ कॉल जनरेटर्स. जिन्होंने 5 लाख अप्लाई किया उनको 375 अलॉट हुआ. तो जिन्होंने 7.5 अप्लाई किया उनको कितने अलॉट हुए रहेंगे? 5,625 शेयर. ये समझा होगा. आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस बिकॉज द वर्ड वाज अप्लाइड. So those who applied for 5 lakh, they were allotted 375. So those who applied for 7,500, उसको कितना मिला था? 5,625 से allot हुए थे. Now working is very simple. Application money सुनील के पास है 7,500 शेयर पे 9 रुपया लिया था, which comes to 7.5 into now 67,500. We'll have a cross check. Yes. Now मुझे लेना कितना चाहिए था? 5,625 into 9, which comes to 5,625. तो मैंने कितना एक्स्ट्रा ले लिया उससे? 16,875. दिस इज एक्सेस एप्लीकेशन मनी ऑफ सुनील लाइंग विद द कंपनी. नाउ सुनील ने फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल नहीं दिया. फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल मनी ड्यू कितना? 5,625 into 6, 33,750 उससे लेना चाहिए था मुझे. सुनील बोलता है मैं नहीं दूंगा 33,750. तो मैंने सुनील को बोला ठीक है, तो 33,750 नहीं देगा, तेरा एक्सेस एप्लीकेशन मनी मैं मेरे पास रख दूंगा. तो कितना मेरा कॉल जनरेट हो गया? 16,875. इन शॉर्ट द कंपनी हैज रिड्यूस्ड इट्स लॉसेस बाय कीपिंग द एक्स्ट्रा एप्लीकेशन मनी फ्रॉम सुनील विद द कंपनी हैज कलेक्टेड. मतलब मुझे 33,750 का नुकसान होने वाला था, लेकिन मैंने कितना पैसा उसका एक्स्ट्रा पड़ा था मेरे पास? 16,875. उतना मैंने एडजस्ट कर दिया. तू इतना नहीं देगा, मैं तेरा 16,875 दूंगा. So what is the final call generation? 16,875. ये वर्किंग कब करने की गाइस? जब ऐसा आता है कि शेयर होल्डर हु अप्लाइड और ओवर सब्सक्रिप्शन का सम हो. तो दिस वाज द थर्ड वेराइटी, ओवर सब्सक्रिप्शन along with calculation of call in arrears, in which a shareholder says that he has applied for so and so shares. तभी जाके ये वर्किंग करनी होती है. तो ये रहा मेरा कॉल इन अरियर्स गाइस. 16,875. बैंक विल बी द बैलेंसिंग फिगर. बीइंग फर्स्ट एंड फाइनल कॉल मनी ड्यू and calls in arrears recorded. Being first and final call money received and calls in arrears recorded. उसके बाद शेयर्स फॉरफिट किए गए थे और रीइश्यू किए थे डिस्काउंट. इसके शेयर्स फॉरफिट किए गए थे. ना ये भाई साहब के शेयर्स फॉरफिट किए थे. इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट टू कॉल्स इन अरियर्स अकाउंट टू शेयर फॉरफिचर अकाउंट. शेयर कैपिटल ऑलवेज डेबिट और क्रेडिट विद फेस वैल्यू और कॉल्ड अप व्हिचएवर इज लेस. 5,625 into 10. कॉल्स इन अरियर्स 16,875. ये रहे कनेक्टिंग फिगर्स एंड बैलेंसिंग फिगर फॉर शेयर फॉरफिचर. उसके शेयर्स रीइश्यू किए थे एट अ डिस्काउंट. सो बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट, शेयर फॉरफिचर अकाउंट डेबिट टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल. 5,625 into 6. If you have not read the question, 4 रुपीज का डिस्काउंट तो 6 रुपए में इश्यू किए थे. तो सबसे पहले बैंक भरने का, फिर शेयर कैपिटल डेबिट करो, क्रेडिट करो विद फेस वैल्यू. or called up, and balancing figure. So, and whenever shares are forfeited and reissued, whenever shares are forfeited and issued, one compulsory entry we need to pass share forfeiture account debit to capital reserve. So जब मैंने उसके शेयर फॉरफिट किए तो 39,375 का फायदा हुआ, जब मैंने उसके शेयर री इश्यू किए तो 22,500 का नुकसान हुआ। 49,375 माइनस 22,500, 16,875 का कंपनी को फायदा हुआ। Being balance in forfeited shares transferred to capital reserve. This was an exclusive sum on oversubscription along with calculation of calls in arrears, जिसमें शेयर होल्डर को डायरेक्ट शेयर्स अलॉट हुए थे वो नहीं, उसने अप्लाई किए थे वो दिया था, तो कितने अलॉट हुए थे वो वर्किंग नोट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जो हमने यहाँ पे की, और उसके बाद उसका फोर फीचर और उसका री इश्यू. So guys, this was an exclusive preparation or exclusive video prepared on company account issue of shares where we have covered all the concepts relating to this. And if you want to refer the theory part, which I've explained in a very small video and covered everything with shortcuts, you can refer to my links. I will share in the description. Stay tuned for the next topic. That's it. Thank you.